Hey guys, it's Luron here and welcome to another video lesson. Now in today's video I'll be covering how I was able to trade the stock market last week, and in just under 15 minutes I was able to generate over $700 in profits. Now as I mentioned before, I usually make 3 to 4 trades per week, but last week was a very busy week for me. My schedule was very hectic and I was able to make one trade on the ticker CETX. Now in this trade I had 15 minutes to spare. That's all the time I had to execute this trade. And in under 15 minutes, I was able to generate $700 in profits. So if you're someone that is interested in trading the stock market, whether you're a newbie or whether you're midway in your trading career, you certainly don't want to miss this video because I have some pertinent lessons in the charts that I'll be breaking down that will basically be giving away my strategy in how I trade the stock market successfully. Also, if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe, drop me a like and a comment because it helps the algorithm on the chat for the channel. Also, hit that notification bell, guys. You don't want to miss the video. I'll drop videos on a weekly basis and you want to be first to get notification of those new releases. So stick around and I'll dive right into the charts where I break everything down piece by piece so you know exactly what I did, where I could have maximized my profit even more. I'll break that down for you guys, so stick around. Hey guys, it's Luron here again, and in this video I'll be breaking down how I was able to make just over $700 in just under 15 minutes of trading, guys. And that was done last week. Now last week was a slow week for me. I didn't do a lot of trading. I was pretty busy with other initiatives, so I didn't do a lot of trading. Actually, I did one trade, and this was the only trade I did for last week. So last week I made just over $700 trading the stock market, and it was done in less than 15 minutes of my time. So the ticker that I traded last week was CETX. So it's a penny stock, and as you guys know, I trade mainly penny stock, and those are stocks that are generally actually under 10 million float. Not shares outstanding, because that's a big difference between shares outstanding and the share float. You want to make sure you're checking the float, and that's the amount of share that is available for trading on these regular exchanges. So under 10 million float, under 100 million market cap, and those are like some of the general criteria that I look for in my scanner. So you see here, if we go to Yahoo Finance, you can see the market cap. For this one, it's 6 million. The enterprise value is about 27 million. As you can see for these penny stocks, the change for the year, it's less than minus 85%. And right here you can get the float. You see the shares outstanding is 10 million, but I'm not interested in that one. I'm interested in the float, which is 2.52 million. And you can look at all the other financials about the stock and all the other statistics about the stock right here in Yahoo Finance. You can also get this information on FinViz. But yes, this ticker, I traded this ticker in the backside. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of time. Usually I would do a long position on these low floats. Somewhere around here I'll probably get in and do a long play. Let's say a long play was done, that was 26%. Usually I would target on some of the long plays, but this one I just glimpsed at it during the day, for 5 minutes or so. And as you can see, this pattern is called a gap up, meaning the stock went up in the pre-market and then it bunks during intraday. So gap up plus bunks short. This is the name that I've given to this pattern, and it's a pretty common pattern that is used in the trading community. So what it did, it gap up, bunks, it's formed a channel. You notice here we had a high point of about 3.1, and at the bottom of the channel is about 2.62. How do I know it's the bottom of the channel? Well, you look for points that touch a particular line consecutively 2 or more times, and that's how you know generally the channel has been formed. So right here is the top, came down at bottom somewhere around here, and notice here this point came down, touched there, same thing here again, then here for the 4th time. So this is clearly a channel, and that channel we're looking about 17% channel. So with this play, I traded the stock before a few months ago. So we look back at the 180 30 days or 180 30 minutes chart, you can see that this chart, this stock gapped up in the past and went all the way to 536. So at 536, this stock gapped up. We'll usually have some bag holders sitting at the top here. So once the stock got up here, a lot of people got trapped into this between 4 and I would say 3.5. And then the stock broke down the following day, and then it just went on a decline ever since. So now that the stock gapped up last week, it was evident that this stock wouldn't be able to break out too far. So if you're a short trader, that's one of the things you want to look for. You want to look at historical volume. So that will be volume that will be excessive, more than the volume that is being traded the day when you're trading it in the future. So if the historical volume is larger than the volume today, let's say I'm trading it today, then most likely the stock won't be able to exceed the price from the previous trading session, especially if you have bag holders. And the reason for that is because of bag holders. So meaning people who didn't get out, they bought the stock long, the stock failed, and they left trapped at a higher position. So because the stock is at a lower price, they don't want to sell for a loss. So what they usually do is wait to see when the stock rises again, and then they'll try to sell their position to either break even or to make a small profit. Most time it's for just to break even and get out of the stock. So once you see a stock gap up this way, let me get back to the chart here. Yes. So once the stock, if you notice, it had a line, a red line right on top here. So this red line is signifying 448. So that's a line that I drew from the previous rise in the stock. And that's, I would say that's a support area where most of the buy holders are sitting on top. So for me, once I see the stock gap up and bounce, I don't expect it to break past this level unless the volume today was overwhelming, and it wasn't. The volume today was less than the volume previously. So the stock formed a pattern here, a nice chart, channel, sorry. And yeah, so once I form this channel, I'm a short seller. I already secure my shares to short. I believe I secured about 1,500 shares in this one. And my strategy is to, when the stock break this level, this consolidation level, and goes up here, I'm usually in. I think I got in somewhere around 3, just under 3, somewhere in here. I got in on the position, so I shorted 1,500 shares. And once it pulled back, I started to take some profit. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of time to trade this one because my normal trading strategy would be to short the stock once it got above that level. And I'm risking, see the line that I drew there? I'm usually risking right there. So if the stock broke past there, I usually probably get out half of my position, and I'll risk maximum on the top here, 4.47, because I know that's where the resistance is, and the stock is not expected to break out beyond that area. Now, there are cases where it can break out there because this is a penny stock, and most time the shares float is rotated, meaning the volume traded on the day is so high that if you divide the volume traded on the day by the float, that will tell you how many times the float are being rotated on the day. And if you have a lot of float rotation, that can cause the volume or the stock to overwhelm the resistance, the historical resistance. So to make things simple, yes, I shorted the stock somewhere in here, and as it started to drop, I started to take profits, and it dropped beyond. And I think I took my final set of profits somewhere at the bottom here, and then I just went away because I said I was busy on that day and I was able to trade it properly. If I was able to trade it as I usually trade this penny stock, I would have shorted the stock here and break down. Once it breaks this key support, game over for this stock. And then it broke this support again. Usually I would hold this till to the close of the day, so all the way to 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock Eastern time. When the market closes, this is where I would have covered this position. And if you look here, that would have been a 35% gain on this play. So easily that could have been, $1,700 based on the size of the play that I had on this ticker. Like I said, I took half of the position. I got in there and I got out somewhere at the bottom. I covered some here, and then I covered the balance somewhere up here. And then that was it for me on this play. And, it was all done on my phone. So it wasn't not sitting on a screen or anything like that. Less than 15 minutes, I just had display done on my smartphone. So that's it, guys. That's it in a nutshell. I was able to trade ticker CETX, and the pattern here is a gap up plus bounce short. So if you want to continue to benefit from these type of tutorials, just let me know in the comments below. Let me know what are some of your struggles that you're experiencing when it comes to short selling these penny stocks. I know a lot of people lose money when it comes to trading penny stocks, and if you want to know more about my strategies, because there's some more to it, but I don't want to get too technical in this video. I just want to give you guys the basic picture as to how I go about shorting these penny stocks to make huge profits in a short amount of time. Hey guys, hope you found this video very useful. If you did, remember, leave me a thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know what are some of the struggles you're experiencing when it comes to trading the stock market. Also, if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe, guys. I see that little bell at the bottom of the screen there. Hit that notification bell, because as I mentioned before, I drop video on a weekly basis. I don't want you to miss the great content that I'm producing. So if you want to be notified first, hit that bell. So until next time, thanks for watching, guys.